Hey, welcome to Everyone's Your Mate in the Smokers, where I interview cool bands in cool smoking areas. Today we're at the Shacklewell Arms, and I'm here with Lush Duck. Woo! Yeah. First, can everyone please go around, introduce yourselves, and what you do in the group?
I'm Ollie, and I'm lead guitarist in Lush Duck.
I'm Ben, and I'm the bassist.
I'm Tom, and I sing and play the guitar.
I'm George, and I play drums.
First of all, the name Lush Duck. I'm aware that it comes from where both of you guys grew up, where home is. Can you just explain a bit about the origin of the name?
I mean, all of us met at uni, but I'm from Bristol and Tom's from Chesterfield, sort of Derby ways. The first part, Lush, is slang from Bristol, so like Gert Lush or Lush. That's in Derby, they say what, like,
Hey up me duck.
hey up me duck. So it's those two put together.
You can come a bit closer as well, maybe when okay, so all of you guys are from different parts of the UK. How would you say that your upbringing has shaped the different bits and pieces that you contribute to the band?
Us three are northern, aren't we? We're all from quite small, boring towns. Growing up, because there wasn't a lot to do around Wakefield, highlight of my Saturdays was just getting together with my friends and playing guitars. And there hasn't been that many bands come out of Wakefield in the past few years. Easier to stand out because there's less going on.
I was really into Foals growing up. Obviously, Bristol's got a very big D&B scene. It's got a lot of techno. Now with the newer stuff, we're kind of verging to more dancey stuff. When I first started, I thought the weirder the stuff I made, the better. Yeah. Whereas I think I've now gone the other way, where I was like, I love a good melody, I love pop.
Alright, Chesterfield's in between Derby and Sheffield, so you've got all the big Sheffield bands, Arctic Monkeys, Pulp. I guess all the best bands are from the north, so it's quite easy.
Yeah, I feel as we've been in bands since we were kids as well. When we went to uni, we basically went to uni to be in a band, more or less. Even though none of us studied music, but I think it was inevitable we were going to carry on with music. So yeah.
I mean, you say all the best bands are from the north, but you clearly have not heard Coldplay, guys.
Oh.
So just going back a bit, I understand that you were originally in a band called Silverfish. When was the moment when you guys were making music and Silverfish that you realised oh, okay, I think we kind of want to gravitate towards something else? When was that light bulb moment?
Probably when we just lived together, when we moved down to London, I guess.
We kind of sat down and we're like, okay, what is the music we're actually listening to at the moment? Because we're naturally gravitating towards was something more poppy or like
Coldplay.
Like Coldplay. The rest of the bands, especially in the London scene, are quite grungy. Yeah. It's not what we naturally make, so why should we follow the trend rather than actually do something we'd want to listen to as well? And then it's just a case of writing, kind of create a sound from that, I guess.
I know that you guys take inspiration from Alex Turner, Arctic Monkeys, Lennon and McCartney, which is very based in the words, but then also using sampling and then pulling from Daft Punk and those more electronic influences. When you listen to music, is it different for all of you in terms of whether you hear lyrics first or whether you hear music first? What strikes you the most when you first hear a song?
Yeah, I think I'm more drawn towards instrumentation, but definitely a good singer makes the difference between a good band and a great band. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the cherry on top. It's just my opinion.
I think it depends on the song. Sometimes pop, all you really want is a catchy melody or a good groove. And in that sense, I probably wouldn't listen to the lyrics as much. But then actually sometimes it's nice when you revisit it and you're oh, this actually has great lyrics as well. I don't know, if it's more singer-songwriter or Nick Drake or something, I would probably go straight towards the lyrics for that. Just because it feels like something you want to meditate on.
Yeah.
Phoebe Bridgers is someone.
Yeah.
Diving in the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's a house tune.
Yeah, true.
I ain't listening.
If it's Coldplay.
If it's Coldplay, that lyrics on it, anything big. Yeah. Well, it's just really strong melodies, I guess, is what makes a good song as well.
What you guys said, really. Yeah.
To your music a bit more specifically, what would you say is kind of a quintessentially Lush Duck song, and why does it make it a quintessential Lush Duck song?
That is hard. I would say Jaws. I feel like that gives the best intersection between dancey, indie rock influences. The lyrics as well are a bit more, I think they're a little bit more out there and fun.
I'll say Face of God just because it's on streaming platforms. So.
Music video coming soon.
Yeah.
Stream now.
Yeah.
Stream now, please.
Jaws, I understand, was inspired when you guys were watching I Love LA. It's obviously, as a band, quite easy to draw influences from music. But then in terms of like other media, like film, TV, even like art, what would you say outside of music inspires you guys to create?
Some artists are they sound like really cinematic. One artist that springs to mind is Far Caspian, which is probably I'd say my favourite band. Them guys are rolling their eyes, being like, "Oh, speaking about Far Caspian again." When you listen to his songs, you can kind of imagine it over like a 80s American high school film. Some movies I watch that really inspire me to like. Some movies that have a sound to them, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
I would say, I mean, drawn art.
Yeah.
Not that I go to galleries that often, or like a lot of photography as well. I'd say probably overdrawn art, and then books. Fiction, I think, actually is quite inspiring, and a lot of quotes. Like a lot of the time when we write lyrics, we might just go into a book and like find a quote that we really like. Or, like, what can we get from it? What ideas does it spring in our head?
Probably like poetry as well, I guess. We have like a Dylan Thomas book we always like steal from, basically. And then I was like big into like Charles Bukowski and John Cooper, all the classics. You get
Same.
brilliant.
Okie dokie. Your songwriting approach is very much, there's like a discipline to it. We'll still kind of like sit down and we'll create, like always show up for yourselves and for the band. What do you do on the days when you don't feel inspired or don't want to show up, or there's just like nothing ticking?
Pub sounds great. What do we do? Gym. If we're like, I don't know. I find it sometimes like if we're writing loads, just need to go to the gym and just like not think. And I'll just listen to podcasts. Like, I'm not listening to any music. Other than that, admin. To be honest.
Yeah, man. I go bouldering.
You go bouldering.
Yeah, which I quite like. That's quite like meditative. More than I don't like the gym. Bouldering, it's like doing a puzzle, so that's quite good.
Or we'll just watch live sets of other bands. It's normally the same sets over and over again, but the fact that it sounds great in a studio, but you somehow managed to elevate it live is just like really impressive, I think.
Music documentaries as well. I feel like once you watch them, you see all the bands and like, the Coldplay one, for example, like how they started and stuff. It's like proper inspiring. So yeah.
This brings me really nicely on to my next question. Live music, as you guys are mentioning, is like a really good way for bands and artists, for them to get to know like their own music as well, but then also obviously for the fans to get to know their own music. And so for each of you specifically, a live show that you always go back to that kind of inspires you, has that like actual like physical like oomph of an impact where you just want to like get on stage as soon as you've seen it?
Black Midi, they're really great band and just virtuosos at what they do. I mean, sadly they're not a band anymore. Some great videos online of them playing at like the Windmill, because they're all like jazz musicians. Every single time they play a song, it's completely different, and that really inspires me to just go and be better, you know.
So I've got two. Parcels Red Rocks show is just so good, and how they change their songs from the studio version, and they like meld it and they like merge things together and have cool transitions. Also, just the scenery, like in the shot, just looks amazing. I saw Disclosure at Glasgow. Funnily enough, everyone else was at Coldplay. But I don't know, it was just like, it was quite, everyone was just having the best time, and we got near the front and just a great vibe.
One I watch on YouTube all the time is probably like Prince's solo of While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I think it's George Harrison's funeral, and it's just like, just seeing a guy who's like mastered his craft. It's pretty awesome. So.
We say the Libertines, to be fair. I saw them at Why Not quite a few years ago now, but I just think the chemistry that Pete Doherty and Cole Barrett have is sick, and the live sets are always proper good to watch. So.
Final question. Dave Grohl recently said in an interview that Surfer Rosa by the Pixies is his idea of like a perfect album. It's top to finish. He's listened to it like 10,000 times. What is your Surfer Rosa? What is your like perfect album?
I'd say the Stone Roses debut. So yeah, can all agree on that. Actually, that's one of the only two albums that they did as well. It just makes it so much more special.
So I'd probably go Jessie Ware, What's Your Pleasure? She completely changed her sound from like the stuff she was doing before, and it just, every song is really good. And it's produced by James Ford, and it's just so strong.
I was going to say the Stone Roses, but I'll go for another one. I'll probably go for Blonde, Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like instant classic.
I'd probably say the Strokes' first album. That was insane. I think every song on there is a banger. So yeah.
Excellent choices. Well, that was all my questions for Lush Duck. Yeah, thanks for watching. Everyone's your mate in the smokers. Back to you in the studio.
Cheers.
Woo!